Good morning. I think it's day 70. It might be 71. I don't know. I'll correct it in the edits later. So we're leaving fabulous Super 8 and heading over to the trailhead. It's a little chilly this morning. It's supposed to only be a high of 68, so be a good day. I think it's like currently 40 degrees or something. Had a nice day at the Super 8. Interesting note, they don't have scrambled eggs and biscuits and gravy there. So the cheaper option across the street has a slightly more extensive breakfast. But the service at Super 8 was better. So, you know, much of a muchness. Now, if you need your scrambled eggs in the morning and Wi-Fi isn't a big deal for you, Howard Johnson would be a perfectly legit place to go. What are we doing today? At the minimum, we're going to go to, I think it's Boblet's shelter. It's about 19 or 20 miles up. And you know, if I'm feeling good and particularly saucy, I'll try and knock out another 6. There's another shelter past that. So yeah, we'll see how the day goes. I've got orange slushy. How do you get orange slushy, Kiwi? Well, you buy a big bowl of orange juice and you put it in your fridge in the room. And you leave it there overnight, completely unaware that the temperature in the fridge has been turned down to Arctic. And I couldn't even find a regulator switch in there to adjust it. So I go to pull it out this morning and add it to my water bottles, just for something new and exciting, you know, trying to mix it up a little. And because you know, it's nice to have those calories as you're going up the hill instead of just water, you know. So I go to pull it out, I'm like, man, this feels weird. So I've been delayed about 20 minutes at least, trying to defrost it to get it to a pourable state. So yeah, interesting start to the day. Yeah, got some good feedback from the videos that I put up, and we'll go this way. And you know, it's really nice to hear from people. It is. It's not so much that it's good for morale, but it just helps reset. Just helps you reset your brain a little. I'm still gonna video. I'm still gonna take photos. I'll probably curtail doing a lot of the stealth spots, and I know people love that, but you know, by the time you've walked 700 plus miles, you'll pretty much have it figured out. You'll have it figured out that there are stealth sites everywhere. And the only sucky part is for people that really enjoy the stealth sites, who are section hikers, or who are, you know, just going out for a few days, and they're like, oh man, it'd be great to know what stealth sites there are available, you know. And I apologize for that, but yeah, it's taken up too much of my time. And although I can absolutely get stuff done at Super 8, it's not one of the cheaper options. I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not one of the cheaper options when you go into town. A lot of towns don't have it, and then you're back to this, you know, is it Wi-Fi 2017 or is it Wi-Fi 1997? So just to limit my aggravation, I'm going to curtail the stealth sites for a while, and you know, you got to leave some mystery to people coming up. So yeah, so that's what's going on. I'll get back with you at the trailhead. It's just up the road here. And just so you get some perspective, that's the trailhead heading north. It's the main drag. That's where you come out there. And that's the Howard Johnson Pizza Hut. And through the gap there, the little yellow sign in the distance, that's Super 8. So man, you can't get much more convenient than this, as far as walking into commercial motel businesses and restaurants. There's a Mexican restaurant on the other side of Pizza Hut, but it's closed. All of Virginia should look like this. You know, that's just pleasant, and I like pleasant. Damn it. So we left the main drag in Daleville and walked along a nice grassy path, kind of by a main road. There's quite a lot of traffic noise, so I didn't bother filming just there, but no, it's been really nice out here this morning. You see, I can be positive about the Appalachian Trail. I had a troll leave another stupid comment saying that, and I consider any grown man who writes me complaining about what I'm doing on my own channel to be a troll, and you live in your mother's basement, and you probably wear her clothing when she doesn't know about it, because no grown man should be writing another grown man complain about what he's doing on his channel. It's just bizarre. Hey, you know what? I've never been trolled by a woman. It just hasn't happened. Women are a hell of a lot tougher and resilient to other people's experiences, I think, than a lot of these very, very delicate men out there who are perturbed by language or what I have to say about the trail in general. You know, just grow up. Just grow up, man. It's life. It's too easy to unsubscribe. But to take time out of your day to write me, it's like, man, it's just so futile, because I mean, I just read it and laugh my head off. So yeah, this guy was saying that I complain so much about the trail that my channel's basically unwatchable. And like, you know, I absolutely refuse to walk, I mean, even the 720 plus miles that I have, and not give an accurate depiction of what the trail is. And I'm going to go on record. I'm going to go on record and say that a lot of these people who have gained, you know, fairly recent internet fame with their walk on the AT have done a massive disservice to this trail by completely sugarcoating it. Completely sugarcoating it. If you're knocking out 10-15 minute videos covering 2 to 3 days and everything is just hunky-dory, that's a nice water source. I drink from that. I mean, yes, you buy a road, but you know, that's why we have filters and all this other good stuff. I'm loving that we're getting green. I really do. That's just very pleasant. Yes, so if you're knocking out 10-15 minute videos that are covering 3 days on the trail, you're completely doing a disservice to what this trail is. Because it is not rainbows and unicorns, man. It is absolutely not. There's some really great stuff. And there's a whole lot of very, very average scenery, which I would say at the moment is accounting for about 60% of it. And then there's some real crap scenery. And that's okay. That's the journey. You know, that's life, man. It's never awesome all the time. And I didn't undertake this assuming that would be the case anyway. But I think that's why so many people start this, buy all the gear, get completely melancholy about it after a week or two, and then get off the trail. Because, you know, they watch so-and-so on YouTube, But they just made it look like it was just awesome all the time. Barely worked up a sweat. You know, it's just not, it's not a real depiction. And you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to show it warts and all, and including myself. You know, when I come up to a really nice trail, I've always shown the really nice trail and how much I'm enjoying it and what type of trail I like. And then when there's really blah areas, I'll show the blah areas, because, you know, people need to know that, you know, this section through here is like, you know, just mind-numbingly dull. So, you know, this would be a good place to put your head down and plow through. And when it's really crap, I'll show the crap, because it's important to know that. You know, I think just logistically, planning your day, planning your week, to know that there's a really troublesome rocky ridgeline that's going to slow you down to, you know, half a mile an hour, so that you're not breaking ankles or face planting into rocks. I think it's important to know that, because you can't just look at the book and go, well, okay, well, that terrain looks fine, I'll knock out 20 miles or I'll knock out 25 miles. And then you get up there and you're walking at 1 mile an hour, because you have to, for your own safety and self-preservation on the trail. Because, you know, it's one thing I refuse to do, man, is get injured. I refuse to get injured on this trail and be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, isn't that sweet? Don't need it. Leave it for somebody that does. And, yeah, I'm not going to get injured and get stuck out on the trail in the middle of nowhere. You know, that's just a hassle. So, if I can plan my day a little better, that means that I can speed through the areas that I'm comfortable with. But, you know, if I've been able to watch somebody else's video and know that there's a problem area coming up, then I can plan for that as well. And I think it's important. I think it's an important service, so that people have a realistic idea of what's ahead of them. All right, we'll leave it here for now. Hey, I found Virginia. Like from all the other people's YouTube videos. But yeah, honestly, this is what I pictured Virginia would be like. And you know, it's funny while we take a moment to enjoy this view. I passed this lady, and man, she was rocking it, man. She was southbound. She was a big girl. She was a big girl. She was carrying a pack that looked like it was heavier than mine. And she'd come over Dragon's Tooth, and she was just giving me an idea of how long it takes to get over that section. And she said, man, I'm glad I'm through that and over these rocks. And, you know, I pretty much laughed just like that. And she's like, what? I said, honey, you ain't nowhere close to being over the rocks. It's all the way south from here, man. And she's like, damn. And I said, yeah, you know, it's like in parts, it's like a little mini Pennsylvania. She goes, oh my God. She goes, I hated Pennsylvania. I said, well, brace yourself. And she said, well, at least when I get to Grayson Highlands, it'll be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. And I just burst out laughing again. And she's like, what? She said, I've seen the videos. It's just, you know, pastures and ponies. And that's pretty much literally what she said. I said, yeah, there's pastures and there's ponies. But I said, that's not where the trail's at. the trails over all these rocks. And she goes, they lied to me? I said, oh, they lied to you, honey. They lied to you big time. And I said, you know, just brace yourself. It's there's a lot of rocks in Grayson Highlands. The trail is it's not a walk in the park on pasture like this. You know, that's the direction I just came this morning. And I think that's what people view Grayson Highlands as, like you're just strolling on these grassy knolls and even where there is grass. Like here you can see these lumps, those would all be rocks underneath that. So even though you're walking on grass covered rocks a lot of the time. And yeah, it's still really quite treacherous. I mean, I rolled my ankle multiple times that day going through that. And that's without getting just to the rock hopping part. So yeah, she was a little perturbed. But you know, appreciative at the heads up. You know, appreciative at the heads up. So, you know, you try to help. You know, you try to prepare people for what's coming up. And you know, it's not to be negative about it. It's just nice to have some information, you know. Because you can't watch these 10-minute videos covering 2 to 3 days of the Appalachian Trail and get any idea of the reality of it. So, yep. Anyway, look, there's a blaze over there. Let's go. Okay, well, that's just cute. That's damn cute. Boy, that takes me back. I used to do stuff like that when I was a kid. Create little villages in my parents' backyard with odds and ends. Too funny. Yeah, I just passed an elderly gentleman with his dog, and they've just started out. Like literally just started out. They're not pretty with the red buds. He's doing a flip-flop, so he's starting from Daleville, heading north, and then they'll come back to Daleville and head south. Goes by the trail named Gimp, and his dog Gimpy. They both got some physical issues, so great trail names. But you know, he's got his dog on a leash, like a really good leash, attached to his waist. Dog's got a harness, he's carrying his own stuff. And that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it when you're out in the woods. And he totally agreed with me. He doesn't understand people that go on these trails, like day hikers, whatever. They just let their dogs run free. He said it's so dangerous. Like I've said, you know, there are people out here with guns, man. Hey, there are areas that you are absolutely allowed to have guns. And there are areas that, I'm pretty sure when you're in national park land, you're not allowed to, but I may be wrong. But regardless, there are people out here with guns. And if I had a handgun on me, and somebody's idiot dog came running up and tried to attack me, because it's just that kind of dog, dog's getting shot. And I'm not alone in that thinking. So, oh, that's pretty. They're just little flowers, but they really do put on a nice show. And let's see if we get a close up here. That's what they look like. And they just pop up on these branches, and there's like no leaves or anything. It's just these blossoms. It really is a pretty colourful show in the forest. I've always been walking up this fairly significant hill, but the trail is awesome. It's a heavily switchbacked, incredibly nice gradient trail. Solid underfoot. Nice packed dirt with gravel content. Birds are happy. Very nice start to the day. Leaves making a pleasing crunching sound. I'm not trying to kill me yet. Yes, very nice. That's looking south, and it's been a really nice walk up here. Great trail. I love trail like this. It's so much easier on the body. And we're gonna head up that way. But there is a little stealth site here. Old habits die hard. But yeah, honestly, I'm not going to be showing a hell of a lot of stealth sites anymore. Because, you know, obviously these things are everywhere, and it's not a good idea to plan your trip around stealth sites anyway, because just because it's usable when I came by doesn't mean a tree hasn't fallen on it, so by the time you come along. But yeah, just so you know, we've got a little bit ways to go going up here, but we're about an hour and a half, if that, into our walk this morning, and this is mostly at the top of this really nice switchback trail this morning. Room for probably 2 tents, and where my pack is, you could make something happen over here too. But we will continue on. How nice is that? This is about we'll say 3 hours 15 minutes, give or take, from setting off today. So leaving Daleville, you do the incline, you do the ridge line, and then you come down a descent, and you come down to this. Very nice. Yeah, I bumped into an older gentleman, another thru hiker who I met at Wapiti Shelter. Goes by the name of Storyteller, and it was funny, man. He was he was going on and on about the rocks and having to go over Dragon's Tooth and all that stuff as well. He said, why? He says, why is it routed over this? He didn't get it. And he's a retired guy, and you know, he's got some physical stuff that he's dealing with. And he said, man, he was almost in tears. He was almost in tears dealing with that, and almost had to get off the trail and try and find a dirt road or something along some of these rocky sections leading up to Dragon's Tooth, to just get off and get into town and get some help with the pain in his knees, you know. So yeah, it's not just Kiwi. It's not just Kiwi that thinks some of this routing's a little superfluous, to say the least. But yeah, that's the trail going southbound. It's definitely a steeper gradient than the pleasant walk I had coming northbound out of Daleville, I'll tell you that. We're about 3 miles from the, what will be the second shelter of the day. I didn't stop at the first, because I don't need to. But I'm going to stop at the next one and have some lunch. I'll show you guys there. And then it'll be blobbets, or boblets, rather. Blobbets. Either at the end of the day, or depending on when I get there, I may push on. But again, in these sections, I've got to recheck the book and see if there's a campsite in between, because you kind of have to stay at the shelters. So let's get to it, man. It's another lovely source of water crossing the trail. This is well, you leave that water that I just filmed, and you go up a ridge and you come back down the other side. So we're about 20 minutes, I guess, give or take, to this one. So you got some options. Yeah, it's lovely through here. Trail's been pretty solid underfoot. It's fairly high gravel content. And gradient's not too bad. Let's see if I can get across this without slipping in. Yes. Looks like we're going up again to another ridgeline. Yeah, it's very pleasant here. I passed a couple of elderly ladies walking in the southern direction. I guess they're just out for a section hike. And they were saying that they passed some through hikers. So they didn't say whether they were northbound or southbound, but they've lost their husky dog out here. And they're desperately trying to find it because they took the damn thing off a leash and just let it run around. So of course, you know, it's smelling, you know, any multitude of other interesting forest smells, and it's just run off as huskies do. And so apparently they're out in the woods trying to find this thing. Keep your dogs on a leash, man. Keep your dogs on a leash. Man, I'm enjoying this trek. Look how pleasant that is. Solid, flattish gravel. Very nice. Yes, I'll have lunch at this next shelter. Should be around 12:30. Between 12:30 and 1 I'll get there. And then it'll be boblets after that. See what time of day I get there. Storytellers stopping there for the night. It'd be nice to have some company. And yeah, I'll check the book, see what the options are up ahead, because I'm pretty sure the next shelter is a little over 6 miles past Boblets. So yeah, as long as we get there around between 3 and 4, that should be pretty sweet. I can't remember if it's an incline at the end of the day or not. I'll just have to recheck. But yeah, it's been nice. Very nice morning. Yeah, another lovely stream here. That is a nice place to sit in the middle of summer. Tell you what. Yeah, water's not in short supply here. But you know, you gotta reference the book, because once you start going up and get up to the shelter, and then I guess there's a ridge line up there, and the water up there is almost non-existent. There's a water source at the shelter. I think it's Wilson Creek, but it's 0.3 of a mile down a slope. So you know, I'm having lunch there, but I'm not playing around with getting water 0.3 of a mile. But there's a spring about a mile past it, and then there's really not a lot. There's not a lot after that, so now you got to plan your day accordingly, man. I don't need water here, but I'll get it at that spring that's past the shelter. But this is a lovely spot. Super easy to get water out of. Shelter. Well, let's go. Alright, standard design. It's a fair amount of level tenting area here. This one looks like it gets used quite a bit. Wilson Creek. Yeah, there's tenting over here too. Good hammocking options. That's nice. Alright. I'm going to make bagels on that table, and then I will move on. Because I checked the book, it's actually 8 miles to the next shelter, so privy. You know, let's go see. I'll put my poles here. Let's go see if this one has one of those bench style seats I've been telling you about. A lot of these with the closed door do. Ah, that's a little better. But again, you see how far back that is sitting. I mean, I'm not a particularly tall guy, so I'd almost have to straddle that. Which, you know, I don't want that much skin contact with things like this, but it's weird. I don't understand why they always offset it so far. It's hard, man. It's hard to do your business when you're perched like that. Just saying. Just saying. I like that. Alright, to lunch. And I'll catch up with you when we head out. So we've just come about, I don't know, 5-7 minutes or so from Wilson Creek. And this is the stream that's listed north of it. And I just topped up my 3rd bottle here because there's really no water between here and Boblets. And that's heading north. The trail looks good, man. The trail looks good. I'm going to try and get to Cove Mountain. That's another 14 miles. It's already after 1 o'clock. So yeah, we'll have to put the afterburners on a little bit. But the trail looks doable. So we'll give it a shot, see what happens. But yeah, there's the water at Boblets seems like it's a little bit here and there. And I don't think there's any more water until you get to Cove Mountain, so we're going to be going over some ridge lines. And so again, you know, check the book. Check the book that you're not going through fairly long periods where there's no water availability. And make the most of it when you got it. Make the most when you got it. Alright, let's get out of here. Well, we're back into a rocky section. But at least this trail makes more sense. We're just above, what was it? Black Horse Gap, I think. Yeah, it's weird, man. You know, you're on this trail and knocking it out, and then all of a sudden you hear a car drive by on an asphalt road. And then you rock up and you know, there's a car park there. And yeah, it's just funny. You get so lost in being out in the wilderness and you realize you're just wilderness adjacent. But yep, that's what's up ahead. Now you see, this is everything that's right with doing a trail in Virginia. See, in other places, you'd be walking over that type of stuff. But here, people with common sense said, no, let's go to the side of that and do a trail. And you know, while we're at it, there's this thing called diagonal drainage channels. And yeah, we've got all this rock here. Let's build out a rock. Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, man. If the views aren't that amazing, route it to the side of the ridgeline. If you got rocks, use them to, you know, contain the erosion on the trail. Too easy. Some people get it. And again, you know, this is how you keep water off. And you know, they're what? 20 feet apart. That's how you stop water gaining such velocity that it starts just flying over these things. You've got to do them with, you know, and here's another one. you got to do them with some regularity to cut down the water velocity. And, you know, I know it's hard. I know it's hard with volunteers, man. I've done it. I volunteered in New Zealand, maintaining trails around my hometown. And, you know, it's hard getting volunteers to go do anything that requires manual labor. But, you know, it's just something that has to get done. It's just something that has to get done, man. The older gentleman storyteller going on from the story about how he didn't understand the routing of the trail either, and how it was really affecting him physically. I mean, it was no joke. He actually went into town and tried to get cortisone shots. That's how bad it was for him dealing with these rocks. And he was saying, Kiwi, guess what my least favorite plant is? And I said straight away, rhododendrons. And he goes, rhododendrons. He's oh, it's so funny. I have rhododendrons in my backyard, and I'm a big fan of them. And I love rhododendron tunnels on the trail, as anyone who's watched my videos knows. Hey, look, another channel. And you know, they have beautiful flowers and they're incredibly hardy stuff. But man, trying to deal with them when you're trying to avoid walking in water and mud, and let's be honest, man, let's be honest, nobody wants to walk an entire day in water and mud. Alright, there's two reasons for it. One, as soon as your feet get soaking wet like that, you're getting blisters. Alright, you're getting blisters. And you know, okay, if it's raining, you know, it is what it is. But if it's not raining, and the trail just can't deal with the amount of water coming down it because of bad design, well, that's another matter. The other thing is mud. You know, you've only got one pair of hiking shoes. No one wants their hiking shoes absolutely caked in mud. Not only does it absolutely stink, and it absolutely stinks, but it creates an enormous amount of wear and tear, because you got all that grit getting moved back and forth as you're walking with the mesh material of your shoes. And even, you know, a lot of these boots, they're not, you know, they're not all 100% leather. They're designed to leach water out of them as well, so they've got mesh. And it just eats your footwear apart. Just that constant abrasion. So, yeah. But this is nice. This is a lovely track. And yeah, it's funny, man, that road is just down there. Beautiful day. There is not a cloud anywhere. There's no rain in the forecast for the rest of the week. It's looking good. It's a little windy here, but not a bad view. Not a bad view. A little haze. And we're heading off back into the tree line again. It's been a nice walk up here. Tomorrow is going to be a much bigger day, climbing over 3,000 feet. Good times. So I'm trying to get some decent mileage in today. Alright. So this is what the trail's been like as we've been snaking this way and that way over this road. I think it's the Blue Ridge Parkway. Can't remember. But yeah, it's been an easy trail. It's been an easy trail. I was going to go down to Blobbett's. God, I keep saying Blobbett's. Boblet's shelter. But it's 0.2 of a mile off the trail. And I was like, oh, I'll go and have a look anyway. And I'll be damned if that thing's 0.2 of a mile. I mean, yeah, it's switchback. You're going down a steep hill, but it's switchbacked. And I was going down, and I just caught a glimpse of the roof, and it was like still a hell of a way down. I was like, that is not 0.2 of a mile, so sorry about that. Had the best intentions. But yeah, there are limits to how many hills I'll climb back up, just to show something that I'm not actually utilizing myself. But yeah, that's what the trail looks like. Zigzagging across the parkway here. Yeah, we're at the Bear Wallow Gap. There's a road up here. Stream with a footbridge that's listed in AWOL's book as not a dependable water source, but it's running here. So this is the last water before Cove Mountain shelter, and there's no water up there. So yeah, I'm gonna fill up and get a move on. I should be able to make the shelter by around 7. So yeah, let's get to it.